Ah, okay.
Any kind of personalised item,
Yeah.
put in a little box, keep it safe, that's yours. Even put it away in the wardrobe if you still wanted it in that particular property.
Yeah.
But people want to come to a hotel-like holiday space.
Right.
Not someone's home.
Hi everyone, and I've got a very special guest with me here today. It's Carima Ward, and she's coming on because I wanted to find out, new into sort of business on her own.
Yeah.
I wanted to understand what's going on, what's going through your head, where you want to end up, and I know you've got some top tips for the listeners here, and they are going to be excellent. So Carima, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Are you excited?
I am, yes.
Have you done hundreds of podcasts?
No, and I'm very nervous.
Very nervous. All right. Well, there's nothing to be nervous about because there's probably no one listening. Or maybe there is. There may be, and we'll put this on YouTube. So we're recording this as well, a video, so we can put it out there. But first of all, Carima, tell us a little bit about who you are, where you've come from, and what are you doing?
So my name is Carima. I've had a bit of a journey getting here.
Not in the car.
Not in the car.
Not in the car. Just getting here. Full stop.
Just getting here. Full stop.
All right.
Started off working for a charity, and then we did a lot of property work. Me and my husband.
Okay, charity. What were you doing there?
So I was an operation manager for CFFC Community Foundation.
Okay, and who did they help?
So they helped. They help all the different local charities that can't get the government funding.
Okay.
So they bring in external funding from major donors, and also from European funding, because they're a bigger body. They can get the funding and then spread it out to their community.
All right. So if you've got a charity and you're struggling, that's the sort of thing.
Foundation,
there you go. So Carima could even, from a past life, help you on that. But obviously you thought the charity's doing well enough. I'm out of here.
Yeah, it was my time.
And what did you move into first of all then?
So then I did some consultancy work for a landscaping company.
All right.
And I was there for a little while. They're based in Horsforth.
Right. So we're in Leeds. We're in the Leeds area.
We're in the Leeds area.
North of England. England, you know, that part of the UK, that big bit of the world. Come on. Up the Horsforth.
Yeah. And then from then I had my second child, so I had a little bit of a gap.
Okay.
And while that we had that gap, we started a serviced accommodation.
Right. Okay. So you started getting interested in property.
Yeah.
Now I know that this can be a very contentious issue in terms of people being trained about property and learning about property. So did you go into property not knowing anything, or did you do some training?
We had training, so it was my husband that started the training before myself.
And did you think he was a nutter?
Yeah.
You thought, what the hell are you doing? You've joined a cult, you're being scammed, it's a load of rubbish.
Yeah.
That's all right. No, we can say that. All right, but your skepticism was converted into fanaticism, was it? Enthusiasm, I like it.
Yeah.
And that was because, did you see it working?
I did see it working, and he really did enjoy it. So it was something that I wanted to kind of get involved with him. So
okay, right. Who was that with? Progressive. All right. Now, this is not a shameless plug, but it is a shameless plug because and I didn't know this about Carima, that she used Progressive at this point. But there is, if anyone is interested, I'll put in the show notes stuff about Progressive and how you can find out about it as well. Because it's not for everyone, but for those people that do enjoy it and see it and get the enthusiasm, it can work because it's work for yourself.
It has.
So you've now got a few properties?
We've got a few properties. We've done several different property avenues as well.
So what have you kind of done? Buy-to-lets?
So we've done single lets, we've done HMOs, we've done serviced accommodation.
Okay, so for those that don't know, HMO, House of Multiple Occupations, that basically means normally a bigger house where people will house share. So think student living, but young adults, older adults, retired people even. There's lots of people out there that want the flexibility of moving around.
Yeah.
Sharing a house is a good way. Service accommodation. I think people may not understand that.
Short-term rentals.
And who do you rent yours with?
Airbnb.
There you go. So people will probably understand, oh, Airbnb, right, I get it. So service accommodation, all right, why did you do that? What made you think, I like the look of service accommodation?
I've always wanted to go into hospitality of some description. That always appealed to me.
Okay. So this theme of helping people is rearing its head again, isn't it?
And I absolutely loved the design element of it. So creating a very rundown place and making it look beautiful and getting the viewings, getting clicks, getting people booking is what kickstarted this.
All right, so when you say kickstarted this, so you're now in property.
Yep.
And you've now noticed a kind of a niche opportunity for, crikey, you need to just be savvy, clever, have some knowledge, leverage someone's skills, and you can transform something tired and shabby into chic and shabby, or whatever it might be, and high end. And what's the benefit of doing that?
You will stand out from the crowd. There are so many on Airbnb.
How many people are on Airbnb? Because you gave me a stat before we started this, and I wrote it down because I thought that's got to be cobblers. But apparently it's not.
Yeah, on average, 14,000 new hosts every month.
So that's 14,000 new properties.
Not Leeds.
Yeah, not just Leeds, but around the world, 14,000 a month are being listed on Airbnb.
Yeah.
Okay, this is not stopping anytime soon, is it?
No, it's growing.
And if it's growing, and is it a crowded market?
No, not at all.
But when you look at the listings, what makes you? Because we're in the age of scrolling. What makes you stop when you're scrolling through Airbnb?
You have to have a focal point. You have to have something that makes your particular property stand out from the crowd.
All right, and I know later on we've got you're sharing with us, and this is brilliant, 5 top tips to do just that. So we'll come on to that in a moment. All right, but this is for yourself. So this is your property, and it sparked an idea saying, do you know what? All right, the technical bits of property, I understand. Husband's doing that. He quite enjoys that bit. But this is the bit I love. The kind of the design, the flair, that sort of thing.
The transformation.
So that obviously sparked something in you to think, I want to do this, maybe not just for me, but for others. All right, so why? You thought, okay, I think I could do a business. Why? Because I've got to say, anyone starting a business is certifiable. They're nut jobs.
Yeah.
And I know this is the age of mental health and all the rest of it, but seriously, if you want to give yourself stress, people talk about stress and hang-ups and all the rest of it, try starting a business.
Yeah.
It will give it to you straight, very quickly and very intensively. So why the hell have you wanted to do it?
It will enable me to be flexible for my children. To
right.
give me the flexibility for to go to their sports day or to go to their assemblies. So
let's go back. So when you were at charity, working there, wonderful thing to do. Was that your 9 to 5?
It was, yeah. It's
okay.
Very office based.
So there'll be a lot of people out there thinking, hey, look, I like being employed.
Yeah.
There's safety blanket there. You crackers people that want to run your own business, that's up to you.
Yeah.
But one of the big trade-offs, and it's certainly I'd agree, is this thing about if you've got kids or a passion that doesn't fit with the 9 to 5, you have something has to give, doesn't it? If you say yes to the job, you have to say no to something else.
Absolutely. And
you're now in a great position where you can, and it's kids assembly at 9:30.
Yeah.
What do you think? I'm going to go.
Exactly, yeah. And also it's the, as much as I want for my children as well. I do genuinely want to help people with their properties and be able to get them the best income that they can on their particular.
Again, you've got this noble attitude of helping people. This will be the downfall of a business, because businesses are meant to be nasty, horrible things that don't help people. So this is an eye-opener. Right, okay. So if you want to help people, if someone's listening to this and they're thinking about property, typically what problem do you see people have with property? And your service accommodation, your Airbnb, we've touched on it a bit, but what's the problem that you see?
The main one, actually there's two.
Oh, go on. Yeah, we're happy to double up.
Yeah. The main one is they don't focus on the pictures that they're putting up on whichever site they've chosen to do. So Booking.com, Airbnb, there's quite a few others as well, Home and Away. They're not focusing on marketing their property. They're just thinking, oh, we've got this, I'll stick it on and hope for the best.
Marketing, there we go. It raises its head. Business owners or people that do things are terrible at marketing, and we'll talk a little bit later about how bad we both are. But we're not perfect. But what you're saying is you notice it straight off when you're looking at the listings, you're looking at the properties out there, and you look at them. That picture of a mattress in the corner of a beige room with a rose pendant light bulb with no shade. That's not really going to attract premium price.
It's not going
for
to
your
attract
short-term
people
stay,
to
is
your
it?
Property. No.
Okay, so it is amazing how people still do that.
Yeah.
But
just the other day I had a look through, and even just within our local area there are so many that are just not reaching their potential.
Right. So what do you think that is? Is that a combination of them not being able to charge as much, or just not getting as many bookings, or is it
both?
Right.
You won't be able to charge premium because people won't pay unless they think it's worth it, unless they think they're going to get the luxury holiday at Airbnb that they're wanting.
Right.
They won't pay the price, and they won't click on you. They won't book you.
So people will just scroll past you.
Yeah.
Not give you a second thought.
I think you get about 3 seconds per scroll.
Is it?
So you can understand how important those pictures are when you're thinking of putting your property on these online marketplaces.
I've seen some when you're looking and you scroll through it, and there's a picture of a pot plant.
Yeah.
And it's not even a live one, it's a fake one. And you think, okay, well, what do I do? Curl up under that pot plant? Is that where I'm staying? So it's amazing what goes through people's minds. So I know your sort of thoughts are, right, I think there's people that I could help.
Yes.
So you think, I'm going to do a business around this. I've got to say, you're starting a business. You are in the certifiable camp, as I've said.
Yeah.
What is it that you think you can do for people that other people can't? So how does your business, how's it going to thrive and survive?
How does it stand out from the rest?
Yeah. Why would anyone pick your and you've called it Penny Lane Design Studio?
Yes.
And that's PENE Lane. Yeah. Just to confuse me, I think.
I know. I'm sorry. It's not the pasta.
It's not the pasta either. It's not the Beatles fame Penny Lane. No, it's PENE Lane Design Studio. So why would someone pick you? Here you go. Here's your chance to sort of say, hey, everyone listening, this is why.
Well, taking my experience and my design, I can help you in the easiest way possible for you. You can take a back seat while I do all the hard work.
There you go. I'm liking the sound of that already.
I also bring photographers in, so we will help you with that process as well. And you'll be able to see the impact straight away because you'll get more bookings from the get-go.
There you go, perfect. So you effectively, because there's an awful lot of people out there with properties who've probably had them as buy-to-lets or something else, who've seen this new strategy of Airbnb and just think, well, I can just take a few snaps on my mobile and that'll do.
It's surprising how many people are doing that.
Okay, and what do you notice there? Do you notice that what they can charge is lower?
Yes, their threshold of what they can charge for, because you have to vary it between weekends.
Yeah.
And their threshold for both will be a lot lower than the others that have taken the time, they've designed, they've thought about who's coming in, they've thought about their clients, what their clients' needs are,
right?
And they've taken the time to do the photography, put it on, and make sure all their description and everything is correct. They will be able to charge a much higher rate per night.
Okay, so if that higher rate comes in, and you've got 365 chances a year to get that extra margin, that's a substantial amount of money people are giving up.
It is, yeah.
And if you could come in and do that for them, because, hey, look, I'm the sort of person, we're in a co-working space here at the moment, and we've got funky yellows and kind of turquoises, and I'm not even very good at describing the colours. These big things, so there's a big sort of compass on the wall, and these photos up here and stuff. All right, this is not my forte.
No.
But for some reason, when when businesses crop up, it's to fill a niche where you are saying to people, don't struggle.
Yeah.
Stop struggling. Stop making a half-assed attempt at doing it. You're making a mess. Hand it over to someone. Yeah. You know, make your life easier. This is what you're trying to do, isn't it? You're just saying, look, I'll make your life easier, earn you more money. Folks, this is a business principle. You're finding someone with a problem. Their problem is they don't realize they've got a problem.
No.
Potentially. They also don't realize they're bad at something. They also probably realize that they don't necessarily enjoy it, and they'd rather spend their time doing other things. But then they get frustrated because they're not doing this particularly well. They get frustrated. They say, Airbnb, it doesn't work. I don't get any bookings. This whole thing's a load of rubbish. And they go tell everyone that it's rubbish. But you gave the stat saying 14,000 new properties are coming on. New hosts. So are you telling me that all of them fail? Absolutely not. But how? I reckon out of there, probably 20% are doing it professionally.
Yes.
The old Pareto, 80% are probably giving it a go.
Yeah.
And I think if you are in that position, so if you've got one at the moment, this is my interpretation of things. And I love talking to people with businesses or business ideas, startups, because they've spotted a problem and they say, I've got a solution. And if you are a person with a property and you're thinking about service accommodation, if you're someone with a property, you're trying it, but you're not getting the bookings.
Yeah, you're not getting the clicks, you're not getting the viewings, you're not getting the bookings.
There you go. Then something needs to change.
You need to reassess what?
Right. Perfect. So if that's you, then listen carefully, because Carima, you've got 5 top tips here. And they're all valid. So they're not in a necessary top 5, number one's the most important. These are 5 that you have to do.
Yes.
All right. So let's jump straight into these 5 top tips. What's your number 1?
Depersonalise.
Depersonalise? What do you mean?
So pictures of your family and your dog and your cat and any kind of...
Hang on. People don't do that, do they?
They do.
Ah. Okay.
Any kind of personalised item.
Yeah.
Put in a little box. Keep it safe. That's yours. Even put it away in the wardrobe if you still wanted it in that particular property.
Yeah.
But people want to come to a hotel-like holiday space.
Right.
Not someone's home.
Is that because in their head they want to feel that it's their home for that weekend?
Yes. Yeah.
Not...
They want to relax in a space.
Yeah,
that they think
I'm in
theirs.
someone else's house here.
Yeah.
Right, interesting. I would never have thought of that. And I would probably not have noticed where I had personalised things.
Yeah, it's a common mistake. And if you do look on Airbnb, you do see it quite come up often.
Ah, interesting. Okay. So that's number 1, depersonalise. I think that'll be an eye-opener for a lot of people. So I like that. Number 2, come on.
Get you good photography. Make
photography.
you get professional photography.
Okay, why? What's the difference?
It's huge. The difference is huge. The quality of pictures, they will be able to help you in setting up those pictures, so making your space look the best it possibly can.
So staging the room or rooms or whatever. Okay.
Making it look the biggest it can as well, because you want it from every angle.
Okay. So the picture from outside with the wheelie bins in front of the door and the bit of rubbish, the settee in the garden and the mattress sort of propped up against the fence.
It's not going to attract
anybody. So they would address all those issues and
they would
curb appeal and room appeal and all the rest of it. Because I always think that success is a feeling. Okay, so in terms of having a successful Airbnb, you're trying to convey a feeling to somebody looking.
Yes.
And I'm guessing that feeling is, I could see myself staying in there and enjoying it.
Yeah, because a lot use pictures of the city in which it's located in.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with having a few pictures of the area in which the property is in.
Yeah.
But if all your pictures are just of the area and none of them are actually of the property that they're wanting to book.
I know what you mean. I've done that, and you go 25 pictures.
Yeah.
Oh, right, I'm going to see everything here. And you see a cushion, a pot plant, and then Tower of London and whatever it is, the Humber Bridge and all sorts of things. And you think, what the heck? I don't know what I'm coming into.
No, and people want to see the house in which they're going to be booking.
Okay, and if you've got kind of a property within an element within a bigger building, is it useful to put something in to say, hey, look, you arrived, this is the reception, this is where things are, this is how you do things. Yeah, so talk them through the how you find us and how you get in.
You always want to be honest with the guests.
Okay.
Make sure they know exactly where they're going, like you said. And you want to be sending some information. Airbnb do actually give you this as a suggestion.
Yeah.
You want to be sending some information a few days before their booking, and then when they're there, you want to be giving them a welcome guidebook pack. So either a welcome book or a guidebook of what they can do in the city. That will then make them feel at home. They know how to work everything. They know how to turn the washing machine on or the microwave.
Okay, I'm going to jump in right there because we haven't spoken about this. But one of the things that I do is, if someone has service accommodation, something like that, if you record little videos about here's the stop tap, here's how you put the shower on, here's how you do that, I can then package all that up, and with a QR code on the wall, you can scan it on your phone and get it straight to your phone. So you could have a call out phone number, help phone number, all the little videos about how things work, and you've got it all on your phone. Why is that important? That is because it delivers it really easily. You can update your info very easily without having to print loads of it or constantly have to put it in there. But also,
it's sustainable.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Oh, there's another one. Thank you. But the other thing is, you can then connect with your guest.
Yeah.
And so subsequently, you can then ask them how their visit was, and you can get feedback.
That's really
and you
good.
can stay in touch with them. And if they want to book with you, they can easily book with you again. So there you go. There's my freebie. So when we're doing this, we'll have to work on that. Yeah. All right. Anyway, that's number 2. The photography.
Yeah.
Images are so crucial. I know mobile phones are getting better, but when you see a pro's photos, they are, they're still different.
Yeah.
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 All right.
They are.
So depersonalize photos. Number 3.
Number 3 is have a focal point.
A focal point. What do you mean? A water feature in the sitting room?
If you require a water feature. Yeah. Something that within those couple of seconds when they're scrolling down through all the different properties in your area, it makes them stop at yours.
Ah, okay. And I bet you've got ideas for that.
Yeah, so it could be...
you don't have to give away all your trade secrets, but that's good. You're sharing. Yeah, sharing is caring.
It could be a piece of artwork, or it could be a particular
hang on, this is a piece of artwork that's in there, not here's a picture of a Van Gogh or something like that that I don't own.
It has to be within the property.
Right, okay.
Otherwise, you're going to have some very disgruntled guests that the
who thought they could half inch a Van Gogh or something. Yeah. All right. Okay, so the focal point.
Yeah.
This is all about the 3 seconds make people stop scrolling.
Yes.
Okay, I like it. All right.
And it can be simple things. So it could be a stylized table that looks, that's got the couch in the back, that they can visualize them being sat there.
Yeah.
But all looks, very nice.
Here's a question for you. Yeah. Do photos and this focal point, would they include people?
No.
Or is it always empty?
Always empty.
Right.
Because then people can't visualize themselves there.
All they can see is other people.
They're seeing this beautiful person that's got a glass in their hand, and they're thinking, oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So if anyone's put photos out there with other people in, maybe think again.
Yeah. It detracts people from wanting to stay there because, again, they don't feel like it's a space that they can visualize themselves in. Yeah.
All right. Perfect. So number 3, your focal point. Number 4, what have we got?
We need. I would always suggest using linen in a linen company.
Right. Okay. So this is bed sheets, towels.
Bed sheets, towels, bath mats, all that.
Is that because it's easier and less hassle for the owner? Or
it can be.
Okay. So it sounds like there's another main reason for using them.
Yes.
All right.
Well, if you go into a hotel, what do you normally find? It's normally a lovely, crisp, clean bed with the lovely linen and the fluffy towels at the bottom.
All right.
And you want to replicate that within your property.
Okay.
Nothing speaks luxury than fluffy towels.
Really?
Everyone loves a fluffy
towel. You see, this is why I'm no good at this.
Everyone loves
that would not have been my luxury. My luxury would have been probably a bottle of champagne just ready, waiting for me for a nice breakfast starter, to the day. Can't beat champagne first thing in the morning. That's what I say. But okay, so fluffy towels, linen, professionally done, has the benefit of. This is where I'm coming from. It wasn't the luxury angle. I was just thinking, great, that means I don't have to do it.
Yeah, and there is that as well.
But you're saying the imagery and the impression when someone comes in is that feeling again, and that feeling is, I'm in the right spot.
Yeah.
I found the right place, because look at that.
Well, these companies press all your linen as well, so your bed always looks immaculate.
Okay.
Whereas when you try and do it yourself, there's always creases and it looks like you've taken about 5 seconds to make the bed.
And it's also time.
It is, yeah.
Where do you value your time?
Yeah.
Do you want to spend twice as long doing half as good a job, or outsource it to someone? And I'm guessing the rates are, you can factor that into your pricing.
Yes.
And if you're getting an increased price per night, then this would cover this.
Yeah.
And it would free up a bit of your time. So what have you gained? You might have gained a few pounds over and above the linen cost, but you've also gained maybe a couple of hours back of your day.
Time. Yeah, absolutely.
Sounds perfect. So I'm liking this. Okay, and then number 5
is your decorative items. So your accessories, your cushions, your throws.
Yeah. This is again not dipping into my world. Soft furnishings is not my forte, but I do appreciate when people do it.
Yes,
because
you notice.
I do notice, and it's my wife would probably be staggered with me saying that I do notice, but I do.
Yeah.
And I'd notice equally the other way if there wasn't. Have it.
Yeah.
But I know when we were talking before, you said you had a super hack about soft furnishings, and this is
don't buy them all from the same shop.
Okay, so I'm in Poundland.
Yes.
So am I in the right place first of all?
No.
Okay, right. Okay. So what you're saying is you see these things where you go in and they've created a scene.
Yes.
And you've gone in and just said, right, I want everything on that.
Yeah.
Or you're scrolling online and someone's done it for you and you just go click, 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 click.
Yeah.
Magazines I've seen these days, you can just scan it and click it, and you can buy everything in the scene as well.
Maybe with the magazine thing that wouldn't be so bad because are from different companies.
So it's this eclectic mix.
It's mixing your textures, your patterns, and making it stand out for your client.
Okay. And the feedback on that is this is what people love.
Yes. Yeah. It's they like to be in a place that's unique.
Okay.
Different to the rest.
Yeah.
And the problem that you have when you do buy from the same shop, particular one that begins with I.
Okay.
Several of the other
Kia. Yeah.
Several of the other properties on your listing will probably have some very similar cushions.
There'll be people like me who think, brilliant, I don't need to think, I go get it, I set it up, and it's done.
Yeah.
Now,
I'm not saying you don't go to that.
No, because
it has its place and it is brilliant, but don't just shop at the one shop.
Okay, so something else could really complement and add to the base. So if you took that as a base, then there's elements that you could bring in to enhance it, and as you say, make it unique. Yeah,
and by enhancing it with others, you do make it look more expensive, more luxurious.
Right. Okay.
Because people are not seeing it all the time. It's a different combination.
Yeah.
And it's more pleasing, but it can be things that you've got in your home that can add to it. You know, if you've got an old suitcase or, like a sculpture or something that you want to add with that, it doesn't have to all be new.
Yeah.
You can add your own little touches within your property as well.
Okay, so your 5 points: depersonalise. You had photos, quality of the photos, the focal point to stop people scrolling, then the linen, get the linen laundry service, towels, fluffy towels, I like that. And then finally the soft furnishing super hack, which is, okay, take elements of that, but add in others to give it that eclectic, luxury, individual, unique feel. Right, I mean, that's fabulous stuff. In terms of you providing that as a service, so if people like the sound of that, then obviously, we'll have contact info in here. I know you're doing your updating your website, so your website should be live when this goes out.
Yeah.
You're looking at me as if to say,
no, it better be.
It better be. But we'll put contact details in. But you like Instagram, Facebook,
and on
LinkedIn,
all the social media platforms.
Yeah, and what we were talking about there as well beforehand is, I'm sure many people, when they're starting out, getting going, even if you've been there years, it's the social media presence, keeping it refreshed.
Yeah.
It's still a challenge, isn't it?
It is, because it can be time consuming.
Yeah.
And so it's dedicating that time, which I still need to work on. So.
Yeah, and I think this probably harks back to some of your top 5 tips in terms of, don't be afraid to, once you've worked out, I would always say, learn enough to be dangerous. But then at some point you'd kind of say, okay, this is like soft furnishings for me, so I need to go out and get someone else to do elements for me.
Yeah.
And help.
Yeah.
And it's quite hard, but just like we're talking here of, look, I can enhance your business, your service accommodation. Yeah. This is your role here with Penny Lane Design Studio. You could potentially get that from someone else who could help with your social media presence.
Yes, yeah, absolutely, outsourcing.
But isn't it weird? I don't know how you're feeling at the moment, but I always can see the obviousness in other people in outsourcing.
Yeah.
But when I look at myself, I go, whoa, what are you talking about outsourcing? I'm going to do everything myself. I'm going to work myself to death.
I'll be those 5 people.
I'll be those, exactly. Yeah. And it's this crazy thing. And this is where I said madness takes over when you run your own business, because you can see how obvious it is out there for everyone else, but you can't sometimes see it in yourself.
Yeah, well, you get so wrapped up in everything that you're doing. Yeah, it's hard to see.
It is. But one of the things that you mentioned earlier is, and I think it's super important, I think it's networking, it's meeting up with other people, but it's also reaching out to people who've maybe a little bit further ahead or have gone before, or who've got different experiences or elements that you want to tap into.
Yeah.
And you were talking about, you've got a mentor that you're working with now.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so tell us a little bit more about what you were thinking when you were looking for a mentor and what you feel that mentor's bringing to your business.
So she was an interior designer, and has now focused more on the training and mentoring others.
Okay.
So she's got a wealth of experience from various different. She's done TV. She's been in Malibu. She's lived in Notting Hill. She's done absolutely all sorts. She's such an interesting person as well.
Yeah.
But she just brings a wealth of knowledge into her mentorship with me that I wouldn't have necessarily got from anybody else.
Okay.
And she motivates me to continue going, which is that's all I've really wanted from a mentor, to keep me going and keep me focused.
Which is perfect, because right at the beginning when we were talking about the property and training, and I asked you, matter of fact, yes or no, did it help? And you said yes.
It did.
But you said it in ways that sometimes were maybe not what you expected.
Yeah, it was more a mindset thing.
Mindset, confidence. You can do it.
Yeah.
Other people have done it. So if you follow their steps, why can't you? And I think that element of a mentor, a coach, someone there to keep you accountable, keep you focused, make you responsible for what you're trying to do, I think it's key. So I think that's a great step to get someone in. And you were talking about that they had a kind of an architectural element to it. There's something a little bit different. So interior design is a catch-all term.
Yes.
But within that, there's multiple niches.
There is, and she's very good with the architectural side and building side. There are... it's a wealth of knowledge that's coming from her head. So it's really beneficial for me.
And I'm guessing one of the things is you could have gone away and studied all that. You could have gone away and done all that. But to cherry pick some great points, does that save time?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. It's because I actually approached her to mentor, if she would mentor me. Yeah. And it was for that exact reason. I did look at some other avenues in which I could go down. Yeah. But they were not niche enough for me.
Right. Okay. So this is it. You know, when people say, "Oh, you must be mad to get someone else in. Why don't you do it yourself?" And you know, what's the point of that? For a lot of people, it's okay. I'm gaining maybe 10, 20 years of someone's life experience in that niche. Yeah. And it's been transferred to me far quicker than 10 or 20 years.
Exactly, yeah.
And some of the mistakes, errors that they've made, they don't teach you those bits. They teach you how to avoid them. Yeah. And falling into those traps. Yeah. So if you're out there in business and you're wondering whether to use a business coach or a mentor, always think to yourself, yes, you could go away and learn it. Yes, you could go away and do it. But how long have you got to try and get that knowledge? Exactly. And if you want it faster, quicker, and packaged up in a very usable way, definitely look at a coach or a mentor. Yeah. On that. And I think you'd agree?
I would definitely agree. Yeah, right. Absolutely. And it's a similar thing going back to the interior design, because there's so much, I was saying to you earlier, there's so much information out there of what you could do, how you could style your own home. You know? And people get overwhelmed.
Overwhelm is
which
very
is where I come
word.
In and target where they want to, you know, what direction they want their property to go in, who their target market is, you know, what do they want it to look like.
Yeah, because I guess a property is going to be very different. If you're appealing to families who stay a week, it's a very different setup to if you're wanting, business people who are wanting the Monday to Friday, and then at a weekend it would be couples who want a weekend city break. Yeah. That's a very different way of staging and thinking about things, isn't it? It is,
and each person who's got a property on Airbnb or Booking.com will have a specific client, or should have a specific client in mind.
I think that's the key thing. I think it's the should have. Yeah. And I think that's probably top tip number 6.
Number 6, yeah.
Is, do you actually know who you're trying to attract to the property? Yeah. Because, you know, people have different budgets as well.
Absolutely, yes.
So if you appeal to the top end high flyers,
then it's got to reflect that.
Yeah, and the price is going to be much more acceptable, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fascinating stuff. Right. Okay. So let's just do a quick recap. Airbnb, service accommodation as a property thing is just booming.
It is. It's getting bigger and bigger.
Bigger and bigger. Right. Okay. And you thought, right, I've got something that I can help solve people's problems.
Yeah.
And those problems are they're not doing it very well. They're not sure what they're doing.
Yes.
And they'd like someone basically, can I just hand it over to you?
Yeah.
Would you mind? And you can do that.
I take everything, all the stress away from them.
All the stress.
And present them with their new sparkly property to put straight onto Airbnb.
There you go. And that generates more bookings, more money.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, look, Carima, thank you ever so much for coming and sharing that with us.
Thank you.
That was great stuff. I hope you've enjoyed it. And those top tips I'll put in the show notes as well as links to you for people wanting to do that. Just out of interest, would you travel anywhere in the world to do this?
Within reason.
Within reason. There you go. I think, I guess it depends on the project, the scale, what you're trying to do. But definitely get in touch with Carima if you are struggling at the moment and you feel it's not working, or if you're thinking about starting and you haven't got the time to do everything.
Absolutely. And once my website is live, which it will be
when this comes out,
is coming out, there will be some free resources on there for helping people to be able to set up and style it themselves if they choose to do that.
That's brilliant. And we'll have to talk about that QR code and delivering all the info to people when they appear at the property.
Yeah, definitely.
Right, cool. Karima, thank you ever so much.
Thank you.
That's been brilliant. And thank you everyone for listening. And we'll have another episode out very soon. Keep tuned. Don't forget, subscribe. If you like what you hear, just put a little review in there on iTunes. Typically is where most people listen, but whatever you're on, Stitcher, Spotify, whatever it is, stick a little review in. Take an image of it, send it to me, and I'll give you a shout out on the show. So really appreciate that. Remember, sharing is caring. Love it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
See you all later. Bye for now. Today's episode is brought to you by Best Business and the Best Business Bundle ever. This bundle includes everything you need to know to get started online today. The bundle includes 9 key how-tos, from funnel building to email autoresponder, Facebook ads to creating videos that grab attention. It's all in here, the 9 key areas in one bundle. It is my Best Business Bundle. Go to nigeltbest.com/bundle to get yours now. That's nigeltbest.com/bundle.